Usu. Okay. Okay. I need to make sure everything's perfect because I haven't streamed in a while, bro. I see. Okay. Yada. Not gonna lie, this is the first time I'm doing spoilers in a minute, especially with live streaming at the same time. It's actually been a while. So I'm gonna go through the spoilers the best I can. And make sure that I do it a good job at it as well. If anyone's watching this as a VOD, it's always helpful when you guys comment because it lets me know that you guys interact with these streams. I'm going to be talking about the latest chapter 229 of spoilers, and I'm going to give you a lot of insight. I'm going to help you when it comes to insight. I'm going to be going through it very thoroughly and making sure I don't miss anything, and to the best of my ability cover everything that we are presented with. Without further ado, we are going to start, and also I want to back it up with saying I actually miss streaming and I want to stream more. I've missed the feeling. It feels nice to stream. It feels comfortable to stream, and let's carry it on. Everyone that comes in, as soon as you come, make sure you leave a like. It's always appreciated when you guys leave a like. Trust me, it is very appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. Every time you guys subscribe, is always that one step closer, one subscriber closer to 20k, and then we'll get to the 100k eventually. Without further ado, let's lock in. I have also the spoilers and the text summary of the spoilers. Hey, shout out to Ducky, shout out to Mymura. These are the two people that help us when it comes to spoilers. If you're not familiar with them, you should go on their Twitter, check them out. That is the people that we usually go to. They're very useful individuals. I promise you guys that. So I'm going to be reading this. This is the summary. I'm going to be reading it at the same time as I'm going through the chapter, little by little, and yeah, man, let's see how it pans out. So as you can see, the last time we saw this, it was Gojo having his nose bleed, and with his having his nose bleed, we see that he wipes out completely, and when we really saw it, it was with Maharaga. Kind of, what was Maharaga doing? Maharaga was pretty much able to hurt him in some way. We're not even 100% sure because they didn't explain it to us, but the last time we saw was Maharaga had a little bit of a wheel, and then that ended up happening. Then Gojo just wiped away the blood. I thought it was because maybe he might have overused his reverse curse technique, overused domain expansions. I was thinking something along those lines. So because he's been overusing it again and again, so he's in a position now that his nose is bleeding. That's what I thought. But it seems it's not. It seems Maharaga and that might not be the case because it doesn't seem to bother him. In fact, he smiles. So then we get our 4th or 5th domain expansion. I don't even know how many domain expansions it's been right now. It seems like there's just loads and loads of domain expansions that occurs. It's a very beautiful sight, of course, when you see a lot of domain expansion battles, but damn, they've been spamming the domain expansion battles a lot. Like, to the point where I'm actually quite surprised that they're both still able to do it. I genuinely thought that they could probably do 3 max a day. But it seems like Sukuna's about to do his 3rd one, and Gojo did his like 4th one. So yeah, that one is very interesting, and I actually want to see how this will pan out. So then we go forward. We see that Shoko has the utmost faith in Gojo. A bit too much faith, actually. And if we're looking at the summary, it says the chapter starts off with both Sukuna and Gojo using the domain expansion again. And of course we realizes that Gojo's bleeding through his nose. So that means that we objectively knew that already. Angel says Sukuna can heal his curse technique with the reverse curse technique too. So pretty much saying that because he saw Gojo do it in the last chapters, Sukuna can also do it as well because he's quick on picking things up. Kusakabe says Gojo has to deal damage to Sukuna before his domain is attacked from the outside again. So Kusakabe gave the strategy that if Gojo wants to go in and go in hard, he needs to actually do a little bit of damage to Sukuna before he carries that on. And you can see that's clearly what he does. He then decides to put on the pressure. And Shoko says, and this is from the summary, if Gojo is able to incapacitate Sukuna by casting Limitless Void and destroying Malevolent Shrine, Gojo will win. Gojo and Sukuna keep trading hits until they both cast the domain expansion again. So it seems like if Gojo hits the domain expansion first, the Limitless Void, and also ends up destroying the Malevolent Shrine when they're doing the clash, Gojo will win. Shoko seems very confident in that. And we see, I'm not sure if this is just cursed energy that Gojo is using to flare himself up, or if he's actually using something like, he wouldn't use domain amplification, there'll be no need, so it's definitely something along those lines. You guys might agree. You guys might agree. So moving onwards, we see that Gojo is piling on the pressure. He seems like he can't. Oh damn, my bad. I'm sorry if I was echoing, guys. I had to sort that out. And also, as I said before, leave a like on the stream if you can. It would always be appreciated. Subscribe if you're new. All of those good stuff. So, as I was saying, Gojo's applying the pressure constantly, and we even see that he keeps going. He keeps going. It just doesn't stop. And with that being the case, Gojo is able to relentlessly show him the good work. And Sukuna is not responding. In fact, I haven't seen Sukuna being able to do anything. If you look here, you see Sukuna gets hit to the point where he's not even able to... I don't know if he's getting hit with blue or red or what he's getting hit with, but he's getting beaten up bad. Like, he's getting destroyed. So then we see that Gojo aims for the chest again. I believe this is them in the domain expansion battles as well, because this is the Malevolent Shrine, and I believe this is the Limitless. And with that being the case, we see that he gets punched in the gut again. This is the same place that he hurt before, and I think he was trying to pile on the pressure. That is such a Gojo thing to do, because he read the situation and is applying more pressure in that regard. Then we come and see that Sukuna ends up smiling. Gojo's end up smiling. And both of them ends up smiling in the process. So they're both enjoying this fight. This fight is exhilarating. It's something that they really wanted to do, something they really wanted to see. And it seems like there's no way on earth that this is going to stop. They just keep going and going and going. So from then, we end up seeing that Gojo and Sukuna back off each other, but Sukuna's left with a big mark on the right hand side of his face. This right hand side of his face is something that is happened before when he used curse technique reversal red, or reversal technique red, and it seems like that came again. So Gojo is really putting a lot of problems to this guy and destroying his shrine in the process. Then afterwards, you can see that after punching him away and wasting a bit of his time, they cast the domain expansion again. Now, when I look at the summary, you can notice that when they use the domain expansion again, it is definitely to the advantage of Gojo, because Okotsu realizes Gojo is able to cast the Limitless Void a beat faster, healing his body, delayed Sukuna healing his curse technique by less than 0.01%, or seconds, my bad. So pretty much the reason that Gojo punched him and then also cast the Limitless Void, was able to use it 0.01 second earlier than Sukuna, allowing Gojo to be able to hit him and destroy the Malevolent Shrine. So this gives Gojo the first advantage within the fight. Being able to do it first and that quick then allows him to pile on the pressure even more. But it seemed like it was about to be a one-hit KO. I genuinely believe that Gojo was going to go in there and destroy this guy. So when the domain expansion is finally done, you can see he wasn't able to expand it outside the domain expansion no more. It's now a clash that's happening, but because Gojo's done it first, it's going to be entailed within the barrier and nothing can be done about it. You can see that Sukuna looks like he's getting hurt. It looked like he's about to get attacked with Gojo's ability, and then all of a sudden he gets punched in the chest. So I believe Gojo then all of a sudden got the boost and power ups and the buff from the domain expansion, which usually happens, and it seems like he intends to crush Sukuna instantly. This then makes his things fall, it makes his Malevolent Shrine fall, because he dealt enough damage, and within the 3 minutes, prevented Sukuna from being able to hit it from the outside. So, what did that happen? Gojo is now looking at Sukuna, who is stunned because of all the knowledge that's going inside his head. And this then makes Gojo intrigued, happy, ready to go for the kill. But does that mean anything? That is the question. Does that mean anything? No. Because all of a sudden, Gojo comes against Maharaga. This Maharaga is a demon, a beast, something that has never been tamed in hundreds and hundreds of years. It has never ever been tamed. And this all of a sudden was able to come in the cut and strike. Now, you see, Gojo is shocked himself. He's like, what? How did he even cast this domain expansion? How was he able to cast it in the domain expansion? He got hit by my technique. How did Maharaga even unleash? That's what I'm wondering. Did he use precognition to be able to summon Maharaga before his mind was gone? Or did he summon Maharaga from the get-go? Or is it just a glitch and something that happened that wasn't meant to happen? Because Maharaga should have never came out. So Gojo tries to destroy Maharaga in before Maharaga tries to destroy him with one hit. And before it adapts to the Limitless Void, Maharaga has already adapted it. And then all you see, which when I tell you guys, it is definitely not a pretty sight. We see a Gojo stressed out and having a domain expansion absolutely broken. So this unlimited void, something that shouldn't even exist within this realm, was crushed from the inside. How? And this is what we knew. This was all told when Yorizu came in the first place. If you remember, Yorizu was fighting against Sukuna, and if you didn't know that Sukuna was about to, use Maharaga to defeat the Infinity or to defeat the domain expansion, then you are just as delusional as I thought. Because in this situation, Gojo definitely knows that Maharaga would have adapted. It's just the domain expansion he didn't expect it at all. I think because Sukuna got hit with it, the domain expansion, for like a couple seconds, it let Gojo know. It let Gojo know that Sukuna definitely has a different Maharaga than what he discussed with Megami. Let's say that. Gojo didn't expect any of this. He didn't expect any of this to fly. He didn't expect any of this to occur. And with the fact that it did and it was successful in occurring, he is now faced with a Maharaga and a Sukuna. The question is now is Sukuna stunned? Is Sukuna still stunned from before? We do not know if he's still stunned, just like how the Disaster Curses were stunned for a little bit as well. I don't know if this is going to be the same as the 0.2 seconds, but I do know it's going to be for quite a bit. Yeah, so that was the Gojo vs Sukuna spoilers. I'll be very intrigued to see what you guys actually think about this and what you believe would be happening or what would occur. I actually want to be able to ask some questions in regards to, do you believe that Maharaga has also adapted to the Infinity? So the domain amplification can't be used, but do you think that it adapted to the Infinity? Because I heard from an author's note that I heard from the author's note that Maharaga is not conceptualizing Infinity the same way we do. So apparently, for Cursed Spirits, they conceptualize Infinity in a completely different way from us. So that means it's not infinite for them. And this kind of expands upon the fact that Tengen sees Kenjaku sees Tengen as like the next evolution. If Cursed Spirits don't perceive infinite to the same as us, then that would cause a different effect. And that's what I'm very intrigued about. if they can't fathom it the same way we can, then that means cursed spirits, cursed rooms, cursed objects, whatever it is, will have a different lifestyle and a different gateway. So which is pretty interesting. You know, that's probably one of the most interesting parts to it. If you haven't already, make sure you leave a like on the stream. As I said, if you come through, I would appreciate if you leave a like. Also subscribe if you're new. I would also stream a bit longer. Usually I do stream a bit longer, but I believe because of the time I'm streaming and stuff like that, there's not been that many people here, but that's completely fine. We'll do that for next time. And I think I'm going to try and stream consistently so people will know when I'm streaming, and that wouldn't be a problem anymore. Let's say that. Anyway guys, thank you for watching the stream. I'd appreciate if you leave a like, subscribe if you're new. As I said, if you're watching this as the VOD, also answer me if you're watching this as a VOD. Do you believe Mahoraga has already adapted to the Infinity the same way he adapted to the Unlimited Void? Look, I feel like the Unlimited Void has been used so many times, of course it's going to adapt to it. But you guys let me know in the comments below. Alright, that's it.